I've underestimated so much. I underestimated the power of nature, from the Sahara to the Arctic glaciers. But the truth is, our Earth isn't that big. Those massive habitats are close. As close to me as my neighbor. When the Arctic winds blow over our deserts, they fertilize our forest, and that's nature. The wind is the captain. That means the pioneers were just sailors. We the humans have been many roles: crusader, invader, dictator, and now I'm the conveyor. Look at all these acres and realize the power of nature is just so much greater. Can we imagine the power of one tree, grown backwards down to one leaf, one seed, one speck of pollen transported by one bee, one larvae, just one egg, one tree, that generates one type of seed that in turn feeds the bee colony, and the butterfly that was eaten by the bird, that was eaten by the eagle, that pooped onto the soil, that fed the millions of microorganisms in every teaspoon. That exchange of nutrients fed the tree's roots. It's only gonna do that once in its life, but when it does, it's gonna be an amazing spectacle. I'll make sure to keep. Then the tree grew new leaves on new branches that shaded out the old ones just before they fell off and were consumed by the centipede and the worms, who was eaten by a small bird who also spread the seeds of one tree. Nature is the coldness of winter that causes one tree to go dormant, while evergreen needles are so thin and waxy they don't transpire much moisture. In winter, when water freezes over, it's not available for trees that would otherwise need it. Deciduous trees lose their leaves because of it. Evergreens are adapted to wait patient for this precious liquid, and they save a little energy by holding their needles for years repeated. Nature is the blistering dry heat of the desert. There is little water, yet shrikes store lizards on cactus thorns. On the same cactus that adapted superior water storage. It's hard to mention nature without mentioning water. To be clearer, the vastness of our oceans and the importance of our streams, lakes, and rivers as the life bringer. Without these, life would wither. I want you to imagine one place from your past memory. Okay, got it? While you're in this place from your past memory, where's your water? Where's your food? Where's your transportation? What about your family? Where are they? I just showed you how we plot things out. You knew right where all these things were. And I bet for each problem you had a couple solutions. We think just like animals do. I bet in your mind you remember things that were familiar to you. I bet if you think about it, you can name off 100 other places, and for each place you knew where all these resources were. We are storing so much more information in our minds than the smartest computer ever did. Now ask yourself, how does a sandhill crane make it from Alaska all the way down to Florida? The fact that we had to think about it means we underestimated the intelligence of these creatures. We think we're superior because we can solve problems. Funny thing is, we solve the problems and equations we created. Why would a crow need to know how to read a poem? Most people think it's because their ancestors taught them. That's fine. Can you explain how a monarch's butterfly migration happens over several generations and not one of them sees the same place twice? Maybe migration is not a choice. Maybe the monarch is solving a problem we didn't even know existed. Like if the monarch flies south during winter, there's a possibility for more flowers. If a monarch flies north during spring, by summer there will be more fresh flowers. And these flowers will just be blooming. The only thing that really separates us now is we've developed a written language and we can tap into all the past generations. All this came from my head, so don't even bother with the fact check. What is even the subject? It's about life and different thoughts I'm trying to project. Hopefully future generations will vow to protect. I hope they don't grow up with regrets. And the truth is, I hope our generation's the one they won't forget.
Sometimes when you stare out into the grass, you just see a little head pop up like a little bird. And those are the seconds and the moments I'm looking forward to. Catch that little bird that maybe I haven't seen before. Maybe that isn't seen that often.